Well, the Eagles are celebrating right now, so hopefully when Lane Johnson joins us, he'll have a bottle of champagne or something in his hand. So for the time being, until Lane gets out of the celebration, let's go with our Diamond Debate with Devin Caney joining us. Hello, Devin. What do we have today?
Hello, Mike. I thought you were going to bring us back, but you don't have any bling on and lead the Diamond Debate.
No bling today.
Yeah, I'll take it from here. I have the Lagos pieces on from their win over the Giants last week again, because they are so beautiful and they gave me so much. They gave me this beautiful caviar Apple Watch band, 3 different Lagos bracelets, this white, gold, and diamond necklace, and of course my favorite, these earrings. So guys, go check out Mark's Jewelers. Valentine's Day is right around the corner. No better place to shop for your significant other than Mark's Jewelers. They'll hook you up. They have the most beautiful stuff. All right, guys, let's get into our Diamond Debate. Shortly, this AFC Championship game between the Chiefs and the Bengals will be underway. If people are watching this live, if they watch it throughout the week, they'll know who the winner is. But I want to look at each of these teams as a potential matchup for the Eagles. Which team out of the Chiefs and Bengals would you prefer to see? And which team do you think the Eagles match up with best? I don't know who wants to start. Seth, you look ready to go.
Yeah,
oh, no,
Seth.
D-Gun.
Seth,
I like you. You said Seth.
I did, but then you started talking.
No,
so.
I just said, wow, that's a good question.
I'd rather play the Kansas City Chiefs. And
Why?
here's why. Because the Philadelphia Eagles are an extremely physical football team in all phases. A team like the Kansas City Chiefs, they are a finesse team. The only player, in my opinion, on the Kansas City Chiefs, on the offensive side of the ball, that's a physical specimen that really likes to play the game in a physical way, is Pacheco, the running back, the kid out of Rutgers.
Right.
I mean, he runs like, not only is his hair on fire, but everything's on fire. I love the way he plays. But from a physical standpoint, I just get the sense that the Eagles can dominate the line of scrimmage. They can control the line of scrimmage and run the football on a team like Kansas City, where they might not be able to necessarily do it, against a team like Cincinnati. I mean, Cincinnati's offense scares me. It scares me because they got 2 good running backs, they got 3 good wide receivers, and Joe Burrow is and the tight end Andrews. I mean, they poached from Baltimore. Yeah. I mean, he's one of the top tight ends in the game as well. And Joe Burrow is just uncanny in the way he plays the game. Mahomes is special, but if I had my druthers, I'd play against. I'd take the Kansas City Chiefs. And what a storyline! What a storyline! Right. Philadelphia Eagles against Big Red in the Super Bowl. Come on, man! It don't get no better than that.
I don't know if I love or hate that storyline, though.
I love it.
I don't know if I can take Andy Reid rematch versus the Eagles again or return.
Why not?
Because we're just gonna have to talk about it.
Oh,
for the
you
next
got some
2
love.
weeks.
You got some love for Andy.
Well, so here's my thing with Andy Reid. I appreciate what he did for the Eagles, but he never actually won them anything.
Well, let's keep it going.
So why is he this revered coach in Philadelphia? But
because he got the 5 conference championships and 1 Super Bowl.
Yeah, and you talking about
never won it,
you talking about 14 years of excellence. Come on.
Not only
and
that,
I respect that. I'm not taking that away from him. I'm just saying.
See how spoiled we are.
I don't
know.
know.
But I'm just saying he left and he went to Kansas City, and now look at what they've done.
I think now he's revered because of what he's done there.
Yeah.
I don't think we revere him here. I would love for them to beat him.
How could you not revere him here?
I don't revere him.
Why not?
I don't either. Mike, good for you.
Because they
Let me
they
put it
lost
like
3
this.
or 4 NFC title games.
And then he leaves, and all of a sudden he builds his dominant team in the Kansas City Chiefs.
Let me put it like this also. Number 1, when I came here in 1997, this team was down, okay? They brought in some guy who was a position coach from Green Bay. Everybody's wondering, Andy Reid, who? He turned it around in less than 2 years with the players he brought in, the quarterback they drafted highly, and they were a consistent national model for years. Now, they didn't win a whole chip, but 5 consecutive championships and a Super Bowl on top of that, number 1. He gave this city a lot of pride back that it had lost because it had been so long before this team was as relevant as it became under him. Now, Andy Reid admitted himself when he left here, and I've talked to him about this all the time, he admitted it was time for him to go. He felt what he had done here over 14 years had run its course. It was time for him to go. But I also agree, people love Andy Reid more for what he did in Kansas City because he was a part of the Philadelphia turnaround in a lot of ways as well. So you can't take that away from him, Andy Reid's my guy. I'm not, he's my guy. But he knew it was time to go, and it was a mutual parting of the ways. It just ran out. I mean, coaches stay in the same place 14 years, other than Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh. It doesn't happen in this game.
Yeah. Well, and you have to.
I want to see them beat him.
I mean, I do too.
Listen, I don't know who the better team is, whether it's Cincinnati or Kansas City. We're going to find out. I can't believe Cincinnati could beat them 4 straight times, but that's beside the point. I can't, like, either team is okay. Like, I don't favor one or the other, except I would really like to see them beat Andy Reid.
Yeah, it would be more satisfying, I'd say.
I think
Joe
for me
Burrow
it
and
would.
the
I don't know
Bengals.
about other fans. You know, I understand what Derek Gunn is saying. He turned the fortunes of football around in this town. I get it. But he did some things that were so aggravating. Like he denied the fact that they needed wide receivers. He denied the fact that they could run the ball sometimes. Like, it was irritating after a while. And then he had to wind up giving in to what the fans were seeing. Well, he finally got T.O., and then he finally ran the ball at times. So that's the matchup I want, because I can't stand seeing that commercial anymore where he's painting mustaches on people.
Well, to answer your question, I would also say Kansas City. Because of what Seth said, when you look at the Cincinnati team, Joe Burrow, the numbers just don't make sense. Over the last 2 seasons, the guy's been officially sacked 92 times over the last 2 seasons with a patched-up offensive line. They came within 3 points of winning the Super Bowl last year. They go into this game, they went into the last game without 3 offensive linemen. They're going into this game without 2 of the starting offensive linemen. And here they are on the cusp of going to back-to-back Super Bowls. Those weapons they have scare me. I mean,
Jamar Chase,
oh my
Joe
goodness,
Mixon,
Tyler Boyd,
T.
all these
Higgins.
guys.
The list goes on.
I want to see this defense. Now, you add 3 more sacks, so this Eagles defense now has 78 quarterback sacks. This is just unfathomable right now. 78 quarterback sacks for 1 season. I want to see this defense chase Patrick Mahomes, the magician, around on the field, force him to go this way and this way. I want to see the antics that he could come up with against a defense that's going to be relentless against him.
So let me ask you a question, D-Gun, because we were talking earlier, and Mike was feeling sorry for the 49ers that they got beat up.
I wasn't feeling sorry.
And there was a cakewalk, you know, that the Eagles got into the Super Bowl. So I'll ask Derek Gunn, you know, if Patrick Mahomes comes limping into the Super Bowl in 2 weeks, and the Eagles take him apart, you gonna feel sorry for him?
Heck
is
no,
that going to be the excuse?
That's a
why the
totally
Eagles are
different thing now. You just spun that. Totally different.
Nope.
Because they're playing against a first-string guy. The Eagles weren't playing against a first-string guy. In fact, they're playing against a fourth-string guy. That's embarrassed that Josh Johnson was on the field.
They built Brock Purdy up like he was
Joe
Montana
reincarnated.
He was
out of the game.
And?
Well, that's sort of like I'm looking at it like I'm not saying the Eagles had a free ticket for the season. They earned their way here.
Hey, Mike,
today, I think they got a little bit of a pass.
Mike, you got to understand. See, my mentality doesn't change. You know, I can't adjust to today's mentality of the game. I was always coached, hey, let's get that number 1 guy out of there and see what his backup can do. Okay? So we saw what the backup to the backup can do. And guess what?
Backup to the backup.
That's okay, though.
A win is a win.
It's no different.
Hey, look.
Take it.
It is no different than everybody talking about, who is the Eagles play? You play who was in front of them. San Francisco didn't play any damn body this year. The only team they played with halfway decent was Kansas City, and Kansas City beat the brakes off them.
Hey, look, the record books only show who won and who lost.
Thank you.
I don't care how you get there. I don't care how you get it. I don't care if it's a triple doink off a goalpost. I don't care if it's a fumble rooski. I don't care if you win the game. If your team wins the game, that's all that matters, right? Because your team is celebrating and can say something at least for 1 full year that nobody else can. Yep. We hold that Lombardi trophy and you don't.
And last I checked, 49ers defense wasn't all backups today. They brought their all. It wasn't like they let the Eagles just walk on by. Eagles still put up a lot of points on them.
They would have had to shut out the Eagles to win this game. They would have. Let's be honest about it. They had no chance to score. Once the kid went out, and I don't even know if he would have been capable. I mean, that was the intrigue about this game, whether the Eagles defense was going to fluster him, and they may well have. But once Josh Johnson came in the game, we looked at, like, how in the world does this team score? They can't run the ball 50 times in a row to score. They just, I mean, it was, to me, that was like the crux of the game. They had no chance to win, and I don't want to take anything away from the Eagles.
I don't care. I don't think nobody.
I second that motion.
Nobody in Philadelphia.
I second
nobody in Philadelphia gives a damn whether they was going to score.
I'm not saying I care about that. I'm saying when I look at this game and try to analyze it, I go, my God, they can't win. The 49ers can't win this game, and you were thinking the same thing. Stop it. You knew they couldn't win that game.
But I don't think that should take away from the Eagles' win.
I'm
like
not trying to
I
take
am seeing a
away
lot
from
of people
it.
saying like, oh
Thank
man,
you.
yeah, Eagles
Will
won.
you dab me up, please, Devin?
Yeah,
See,
sorry.
exactly.
I've seen a lot of people say like on Twitter and everything like, oh, the Eagles won, but I wish it wasn't this way. Like, what way? They won.
No, I don't care how they won, but we can't ignore the fact either that the 49ers weren't going to score this game.
Hey,
Yeah.
You know what you need to do, man? You need to revel in the fact that they're going to the Super Bowl.
I'm reveling.
We had to listen to so much BS all year long. Oh, the Eagles ain't this. Oh, the Eagles ain't that. Jalen Hurts this. The defense that. Shut the hell up, okay?
Did you hear
For
my
everybody
open,
out there
did you hear
who
my
doubted
open in
the
this game?
Eagles,
My God,
shut the hell up and be happy.
I opened this show so excited I almost wet myself.
I know. I saw
Oh, wait,
that.
that's too much information. Considering I'm sitting next to you, Mike, that's way too much information, man. Are you telling me I need to wear a rain jacket for the rest of this show?
I mean, seriously, they're going to the Super Bowl. That's the best thing that the city could possibly have. It's even bigger than the World Series, probably. So I understand what it means for the city. I'm just looking at it like I'm not feeling sorry for the 49ers. I'm just saying they had no chance to score.
Yeah,
they just didn't have any chance to score this
I
game.
would venture to say if Jimmy Garoppolo was healthy today, they wouldn't have had a chance to
Jimmy
score.
he's not
Garoppolo
in-
was
Jimmy
smiling on
Garoppolo
the
wasn't
sideline.
playing.
Come on, man. Listen, the way that Hassan Reddick showed up, today, are you kidding me, man? I mean, listen, this defense was not to be denied today. They just wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't care who they play. And you want to know something? If they show up next 2 weeks from now against whoever's playing, whoever shows up in Arizona, if they show up with the same mindset, guess what? We're going to be marching down Broad Street again.
Well, yeah, hopefully. And look, I like this defense, and especially Hassan Reddick. If he played the way he played today and has been playing lately against either Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow, I'll take either. All right, that does it for our Diamond Debate presented by Mark's Jewelers. Stick around. The Pound the Hockey postgame show will come back.
Lane
right after this
Johnson
break.
coming up with champagne or something.